are spindle bearings. So what I'm going to have you do is go the second fastest when it calculates over 2,000 RPM. Does that make sense? Who can remember that? Rusty. Okay, good. So the fastest that we will run this lathe, if it has a 3-jaw chuck on, now we can put a collet chuck on and we could run it at 1800. Okay? But if it has a 3-jaw or a 4-jaw chuck, 1239 is the maximum spindle speed for it. And then it goes, so 1800, 1239, 885, 612, 515, 355. You don't have a lot of places you can set the gears because the gears have to mesh and there's only a certain set of gears in there. So those are the choices that you have when you go to select your RPM. This one, pretty much the same. 1282 is the second highest, 1800 is the highest. And then this one, oh, I should have shown you on that one. This one is to select the RPM. It's exactly the same as the one we were looking at first. You just turn this dial to a spindle speed that you want. I'll turn it down here. And then it's doing its little auto change gears. And you have to turn the spindle on to get it to stop doing that. So this one and the gray LeBlanc, they're both LeBlancs. They have the servo shift. They're the same. This particular one's a lot like this one back here. It's got 2 levers. This lever goes between high and, well, this one actually goes to a different RPM, and this one goes from high to low. So you turn this, and sometimes you have to turn the, I can't even do it, turn the spindle to get the gears to move enough so that they mesh together. And then once you've got it in the high range, you can just shift that over to low range. Sometimes. Yeah, it's better to do with your hand than with the spindle. Alright. So changing gears. This one's a little bit different even than them. These, you line up these knobs to the line with the dot, and you follow those down where the dots or the lines cross. And there's a blue and a red down here, so if you look, we're in the blue, and we have 1,000 RPM. To go to 2,000 RPM, we just shift that. Can I run this at 2,000 RPM without hurting the lathe at all?
Right now, yes.
I see this going on, I see this going on, and I see some of this going on. Why? Has a collet chuck. Now this collet chuck is even different. Is a little different from this collet chuck, right? There is no thing to wind it on the sides, and the way that it's adjusted is actually a little lever back here. So when you get onto this one, I'll show each one of you how to change it. But it's basically got a bar that runs all the way through the lathe, and it just screws onto the end. Once you get the right tension on this, then you lock this little lever back here. You can't see it from where you're at. It's right there. And pull the handle back, and it pulls your part back with the collet. So what's this called?
Lathe. Well, that is what it is.
It is.
It's the lathe.
What's this called?
Headstock.
Headstock. What's this called? What's this called?
Headstock.
Okay. Our other lathe down here has another unique type of collet chuck. Told you there was a rubber flex collet. This particular collet, and we've got more of these in the tool room, goes from 5/8 to 3/4, and it just squeezes on this angle and just squishes this rubber together to hold the part. So it's not too high tech on any of this, because this does the same thing. It just squeezes where these little slots are cut down to hold your piece, and that's the way collets work. But this one's a little more, you have to pay a little more attention to it when you use it. It's got a keyway right here and a key in here. So when you put the collet back in, you got to line the key and the keyways up, and then you have to make sure that it gets started straight like any other thread. you would turn this down so it tightened up on your part, and then lock this ring in to keep it from spinning again. So when we start using these, I will help you a little bit more so that you remember what it was that the lathe you ended up with does, okay? Because they all are different. The main thing that you're going to do is make sure you don't have any rings or watches or sleeves down past your elbows, or that your hair is tied up. What else? You have safety glasses on, those kinds of things. Okay, let's look at the mill real fast.